Listen, man, I don't care. I'm just happy that we beat Wolves. I am. I did predict it'll be tight, it'll be cagey, we'd nick it. I said 2-1. I did feel that Wolves would score. And Wolves did score early on after about 15 minutes. It looked like the writing could be on the wall, and VAR saved our asses, man. I'm not going to lie. I've seen it back. It did hit Jimenez's arm, but the rules are the rules with how it goes, whether it's, whether what you think about it. But you're thinking, what's going to happen here now? And for me, Wolves, this is what I saw. I saw one team that's very well drilled and knows exactly what to do and when to do it. And I saw it in Wolves. And I saw one team in Manchester United that has the same common problems of being creative. That's what I struggled with today. Having said that, I think for how dominant Wolves were, it wasn't like Romero was rained on, and I think it's really important to remember that. I think we defended well today. I think Lindelof and Maguire did a good job on Jimenez, considering how good he is, apart from when he sent all three of them to the sweet shop with that little Cruyff turn, and on a different day he probably does score. But apart from that, I thought Brandon Williams was bright again. I thought he was up and down that left flank like he has been in the last previous three games, getting picked 4 times in a row now for him. Hopefully he gets to start at Liverpool. That'd be a really big plus for him to keep his place. I thought Bissaka did well defensively. But our problem area, which ended up starving our forwards, especially in the first half where I thought we were really bad, was just that midfield. It's far too slow. I looked at Wolves' shape. They played a 5-2-3, yeah? And the two in the middle was Neves and Moutinho. And I'm thinking, we've got 3 in there. If you want to include Mata coming off from the 10 to make a 3 with Matic and Fred, we've got 3 against their 2, and it looks the other way around. It looks like Wolves had more players in there. The way they knocked it about was just brilliant at times. Yes, they might not have got a shot at the end of it. They might have missed that last touch to really hurt us, or we snuck it out because we defended really well. But in that midfield area, I thought we just lost that battle. And when they decided to let us have the ball, we just didn't have a clue. I think between Matic and Fred, there was so much sideways and passing and backwards passing from both of them. I thought they were reluctant to pass it forward quickly. I know I spoke to Ricky in the last fan cam, and he sort of said, look, Matic makes us better, and he thought he had a really good game. In the first half, I didn't see a good game from either Fred or Matic. I thought they were both really slow. And in turn, that ended up starving our front 3. Mata tried to get onto the ball. He tried to make things happen where he could, but it just wasn't happening. We wasn't holding onto the ball. And literally halfway through that first half, I was already like, just get half-time. Traore, we managed to keep him fairly quiet. You're never going to keep him quiet for the whole game. He's too physical, too powerful. There were times he was just bouncing Fred off of him. I felt sorry for Fred at some times. But what can you do against Traore? He's that strong, he's that powerful. Not many people can go shoulder to shoulder with him. So we get into half-time at 0-0, and you're thinking it's just so cagey. We come out second half, and I don't even think we was great second half as well. I think it was more of the same. It was more sideways football. And a very interesting thing, just in front of my seats, I don't know if you could see it on TV, Matic passed the ball back and someone said to me, wrong direction, pass it forward, what's going on? And Matic just turned around and went, what? Like, I'm keeping the ball sort of thing. So a little bit of unrest there for Matic. But the goal comes. Was it against the run of play? I wouldn't say it was against the run of play. I think both teams were kind of in and out of the game, and both teams were showing that they could nick it. I mean, actually going back to the first half, Daniel James, he had 2 good opportunities. I thought we played the long ball. It was like we was long ball FC, just hitting it over the top, hitting it into channels. It was almost like, right, we ain't got a midfield against these lot. Let's just bypass. Because you've got to look at it like Wolves are a good team. Wolves are further in their development than we are under Solskjaer. Of course, under Nuno, I believe he's got them working, he's got them well drilled, he's got them knowing exactly what to do. So there's no shame in with our depletion in midfield. There's no shame in saying, look, we lost the midfield battle. It's not. I don't find that embarrassing. That's just a true reflection of where we are. I don't expect to outplay Wolves in the midfield because their midfield's better than us. It's as simple as that. What do you expect? So I kind of get why we had to hit the channels and go long and bypass that. Daniel James was in, probably should have done better. The second shot he had against Ruddy, I thought, could have done a little bit better, but probably slightly unfortunate. It's one of them ones that it can go in on a different day. But he seemed to be a threat. And then, like I said, that takes him in the second half. Dan James was bright again. He had that left foot strike that went just wide. Maybe Mata could have come in on the end of it. And that brings us to the goal. Like I said, it didn't really come against a run of play. It was kind of a, you have it, we have it, you have it, we have it sort of game. Not with goal mouth action, but in terms of possession. And Martial does really well to spin the defender and set Mata in. And to be fair to Mata, man, like I said in the last game, I wanted him to start this game. I felt he deserved it against Norwich. And he's proved again today that he's got that little bit of, he has that quality. Do you know what I'm saying? In what he's not going to be the future of Manchester United right now. Of course not. He's 31 going on 32, I think. But what he still possesses is quality. What he still possesses is decision making. And I'm just kind of putting out there, should he not be playing more often, and should he not be playing in the more important games? Yes, as fans, it's taken us all different lengths of times to come to this conclusion. But you can only go on the output. You're looking at what Jesse Lingard's been anonymous for the best part of 18 months. You're looking at Andreas Pereira, who has bags of energy but no end product most of the time. Angel Gomez isn't getting a kick in the number 10. Paul Pogba has been out and is obviously not going to play in the number 10. So for me, you're looking at Mata. Mata is still the best player out of those players that I mentioned, bar Pogba. So he should be getting more game time. And, 2 goals, 2 assists against Norwich and a goal here tonight. I know it might sound crazy. I know it might sound absolutely crazy, but he should be getting more game time. Should he play against Liverpool? I think we should find a space for him. I really do. I know that might sound mad because we need legs, especially in midfield. I get it. But I think we need to find a space. Yeah, all right, if you want to start Pereira for the legs and a game plan, Ollie, that's fine. I get that. But I think you need to find space for players who are going to keep the ball, use the ball, and make those decisive decisions at the right time. And I think Mata, with a bit of confidence behind him as well, because Ollie started him 2 games in a row, can give us that. So, look, I'm just happy to get through, relieved to get through. It was a tight, cagey game. Awful at times in terms of quality from our point of view. And for all the possession that Wolves did have, they looked dangerous in some spells, but I have to commend our back four. I thought they defended really well. Harry Maguire got caught out once and got a yellow. But other than that, I thought him and Lindelof handled Jimenez pretty well. Williams, again, going from strength to strength, man. This kid, he kind of ran out of gas towards the end, but you're playing against Traore. That's going to happen. I thought he did well. I thought Romero did well as well. And Martial did well when it mattered. He wasn't involved in the game that much because the service just wasn't there. Again, Greenwood, same sort of thing, very, very quiet for him. I just want to finish off on Rashford, man. I'm getting really worried because in the press conference, Solskjaer saying, I want to rest him. I want to give him a rest, but he's got bags of energy. Lad wants to play. Then he's in the best form of his life. Marcus Rashford is always going to make himself available for United. He's that sort of player. He wants to play every game. He wants to keep improving. And to be honest, in this type of season, in this type of form, I can see why he's been played so much, because he's our top goal scorer, and you want to play your top goal scorer. And the problem is we don't have the depth. We don't have the depth. But for me, I think we've got to be really careful. I think Solskjaer's got to be really careful in how he's using him, because he's looking like he's going to get burnt out. We saw him play the back end of last season, almost the second half of last season, with this recurring ankle injury. He just didn't look the same Marcus. He was getting jaded. He was tired. He needed that rest, and he got it. And he came back a different player, but now it looks like we're relying on him again too much. Maybe could have stayed on the bench. Why not bring on Chong? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, I get it, but I just don't want him to get burnt out. And obviously against Liverpool, we're going to need him. On to Liverpool, listen, anything can happen. I know if you're looking at form and you're looking at all of the rest of the stuff, yes, Liverpool should annihilate us. We could go and get absolutely hammered. But at the same time, with Man United, you just never know. You just never know. Would I take a draw right now? Yes, I'll bite your hand off. I just want to see us give a good account of ourselves. I don't mind losing the game. There's no shame in losing to Liverpool, especially with the stages that we're both at. But it's the type of performance. I want to see a game plan. I want to see us implement something, kind of like what we did against City. It's going to be very, very difficult. But look, I remember when we used to be way better than Liverpool, and Liverpool used to come to Old Trafford, put in a performance. We used to go to Anfield, get rolled over. It can happen. It's a derby game. Anything can happen. Logic will tell you that it shouldn't, but this is football, man, and anything can happen. So let's just give a good account of ourselves and give ourselves the basis to play. First 15, 20 minutes in that game, first half an hour, shall I say, is crucial. I think we have to score first to get something out of the game. I can't see us coming back from a losing position to win. But listen, up the Reds, man. We have to go for it. My man of the match today is Mata. He decided the game. and we finally beat Wolves, and he's the player who got the goal, so I'm going to give it to Mata. Could have been Brandon Williams as well. I thought he was good today. But there wasn't too many candidates there because it was a poor game. It was a poor game, but we won. Let me know who your man of the match was. See you on Sunday. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.